any better. Evening, Kinger. No, we've got, for some reason, when I try the stream, it keeps kicking out an error. Cheers, Shane. It should be fixed. So, we're trying something a bit different tonight. Instead of doing a lot of stream party things through Facebook, I'm just doing the one on my own. See how many people pop along and view from there. We do have... it's a new way of trying it. So, again, we're getting new bits and pieces into the stream as I'm doing... as we're going further on and I learn how to technology. So, tonight I've got a couple of bits and pieces. I've got some Xwings that I'm going... sorry, TIE Fighters and some bits and pieces. Hi, Joe. That I'm going to be putting magnets on the bottom of and make some magnetic bases. And then we've tried painting today. I've got a dragon somewhere that I'm doing for someone, and I don't know if you can see. Let's go to the painting camp. Messy table time. You can see the grey has been painted on there for about an hour and it is still wet. The humidity is absolutely killing me for painting anything at the moment. I don't know if it's just the house or where we are or what we are, but it's a bit warm. So we're going to try and do building and maybe go as far as priming a couple of bits tonight. Who've we got? We've got Tomo, Kinger, K. Hello, K. Missed you. Hey, Foxy and Dead. How are you doing? Over on... It's a lot easier because it's only two screens now. Hi, Larock. I can see Shane, Foxy on there as well. Zoe joined us and Joe joined us both on Facebook. So it's a lot easier to play around with Foxy. So something that I decided to do today was I'm going to paint some, when the temperature lets me, some of these fellas. So I've got a few to quickly paint up. I really enjoyed painting these when I did Beanie's one. So hopefully I got them built today. I'll get some primer down on them. I've got some of the Marvel stuff that I need to get the primer down on too. Anyone that was here last night, this is the building that we did for Legion and Infinity, and it has actually dried, unlike his brother. There was still bits of that were yeah, there was still bits of that need to dry. And it's no fault of the print company, it's no fault of those guys that sent us that from MicroArts. It's just the weather, it's the humidity, and I tried to do washes through an airbrush in possibly the humidest time that we could have. So first up, we're going to fit some I used to do magnets inside ships when I had a massive abundance of ships. The number of times I've broke ships by dropping magnets into them to that degree. Yeah, I've gone on from that. So now what we do is we actually fit them to the bottom of them. So I've got some work on some TIE Fighters that I need to put bases on. And they do... You basically end up with that sort of thing underneath. If you can see it. But that's the point where it can move around. So, cutters. With a very sharp set of cutters, we normally just pop the bottom off. And some classes that will work. Hello, Doom Fairies. How are you this evening? So, at the moment, that's quite rounded. So what I do is I look for where the guns are, and then just using very, very sharp cutters, try to cut a flat across it. Sometimes it takes a couple of goes to get it. And this is where the wings pop off. There we go. And then just stopping it just before the gun. So now, if you look there, that will just fit nicely onto that. Oops, sorry. So, I'll do that twice. Let's see if I can get it in one go with this one. There is a lip that sometimes you can get, and it's really, really spot on for doing this. Yep, just like that. And then that goes on there like that. So the other thing that you need to do, if you're doing the magnets, is if you've got the ones from any of the local Chinese vendors, you basically have that as a magnet. With it being shiny and smooth, sometimes the glue will just pop off. So taking a Dremel power tool and a lot of noise, you quickly, wearing glasses, all you're doing is roughing it up. Don't force it, don't, just let the magnet move. If you jam it and push hard, you can send the magnet off and shatter it. Just lightly rubbing it across the top. Good morning, Archnin. So yeah, and that gives us a rough base on which to work. Now I use super glue gel. It's just, I use the gel for everything. I very rarely use normal super glue anymore. It's always, and I always use the Gorilla. So what I can actually do is go at the base of this and just put a blob down, and then with something not magnetic, I wouldn't recommend tweezers, is attempt to drop it as centralized and as level as possible. Sometimes the tilt back, which actually does a trick. So, hi Egan. So that holds it there. Now leave that dry. Don't use any activator on that. I know I use activator a lot. Because some places do it so cheap, I can't compete with it, Steve. The big Amazonian company. I've just bought 10 packs of it for a £5 a pack. When I've tried to buy it in the past, it's been like £6 or £7 for a pack at retail, at trade, sorry. It's just not worth us doing. But if you want a pack, I don't mind sticking my fingers to the table. Yeah, I know you are. I'll sort you a pack out on Sunday. As I say, I paid a £5, so when I get it cheap, I don't mind passing it on cheap. Loads of questions. Right, you took our small bases. We use 2mm magnets that fit into the peg and hole with a little winding. Yeah, I like a good purchase. I'll show you how we do the. He says losing one of the pegs. Oh, found it. So what we do for the pegs, and it is just take the two bits, and again, this is a really cheap way of doing it. It's not a be all and end all way of doing it. We do it in different ways for other people depending on what they want. This is probably the cheapest way of doing it. This is just a old Tamiya box spanner for the wheels on Tamiya RC cars. Put the domed nut in and line it up on there and screw it to the top. Now that is pretty solid, and you have one. Now I've had a couple before where they've been quite loose, and the magnetic ball ones, and I'm just using the plier part of the cutters as a pair of pliers because they've got rubber down there. And I got that sick of having to glue the balls back onto the pegs that I just found a way to circumvent that. And these work up to like medium-sized ships, so they're pretty decent strength-wise. So even when you're putting the medium ships onto the small base, they're pretty decent, and I haven't roughed them up either, so they're just as they come. So I'll leave those fellas and probably get some black paint on them later on. Those two are done. I don't need to do a medium. There is already a medium with the customer. So just a quick and easy way to stick magnets on. It works. That's what we've been doing for ages. We do a similar one where we do something like that to the a tube. Let's have a close up. So we do that to the tube, and then we put the ball into that and glue it. But you've got to rough the ball up. You've then got to rough the ball up on the surface and just then fit that over the actual. And it was like, yeah, for the simple way of doing it, we just went with that. It works. It's, as I said, it's not the most magnets and gubbins are something we are looking into, so we will have them. But if you're needing it for any Xwing ships, stay, just let us know. I do have a small stock kicking about. So while sorting out some Inferno, Disco Inferno, so 4 Inferno Squadron ones, we do decals that allow you to paint through onto Inferno Squadron symbols and stuff like that, you know. And speaking of decals, that brings us nicely on. We got these through. Now these were in a second-hand lot, and I've had them before paint, but I'm not sure where they came from. Still don't know where they came from. Now they are engine glows for various ships. So you get the YT 2400, the 1300, Decimator and Lambda in there, and these are for people who don't paint stay. So I've got a quick demo to show you how it works. So going for the 2400 in blue, I'm going to use a... So... That is just the sticker there. Just peeled it off. And that's what you get. So... You simply drop it into the middle of your Xwing ship. So we're doing it on a 2400. And you get instant engine glow. When I had these, I thought they were pretty good because I used them all up on my decimators. And they look pretty cool. Just even in addition to the standard paint job, or if you've got a paint job that hasn't had any engine glow done or anything like that. Quick, simple, 2 second, anyone can do it. And the good news is, yeah, dead. We picked up 5 sets of each colour in a second-hand lot that came in yesterday. So we basically have packs of yellow ones, blue ones, red ones, and that actually I didn't realise what that's. I have the company war paint. So these are war paint stickers. Should we have a quick look? See, war paint Xwing. War paint. Is it war paint? War print. Website has closed down. Right. Okay. I'll see if I can find somewhere else that does these then. So, at the moment, obviously, I'm not going to be able to get any more. So, yeah. Oh, I'll have a look for that, Archnin. Because if we can stock these, as I said, we've got them on the website. I've put all of the spares up. And I've even done technology. I bet you're well impressed there, Foxy. So, yeah, doing our new collection on the web shop at the moment. We've put, I think there's 20 sets up for now. If I can get some more, I'll get some more. Collector's edition, yeah. I'll just double the price. They're now £10 a set. So let me just have a double check. There's another website. No. English. Right, yeah. Both sites have closed down, so their print site and the normal site has gone, unfortunately. So I do have I'll email them and see if I can get some more. And they might do some of the new ships as well. So yeah, we've got a small amount of them up on the website. Let's say 5 of each that we got in a second-hand lot today. They did have $4.99 stickers on them. I don't think we've done them at that price either. I think we've done them cheaper. We've done them at $3.99, so they're £1 cheaper. And even though you can't get them anymore. So, cool. Yeah. Yeah, they are what they are. So they're there if anyone wants them. If not, I'll probably start using them in commissions and jobs. And I heard it. There we go. Dead Steve's just bought some. I was going to say, I heard a ting coming through. I'll put them in your... So at the moment we've got 2 huge boxes full of products sat in the store waiting to be picked up. I'm not going to mention any Foxies or Stees that have got boxes of stuff that... and I know I'll see at least Stee this weekend. Definitely need to see Foxy over the weekend. So, we've done them. They're going to need priming. So, I wonder if... Let me see how the... no, I don't think I can chance that on what to paint. Has anyone got any preferences on what we paint tonight? I know I've got a very noisy fan over here at the moment. There's anything to do, even that. Yep, dragon's still wet. What I might do is get some wire brush on the smoke and see about Corvus. He does need finishing. White, grey, white. So I'm going to try and do some airbrushing, see how I'm doing. You're not allowed to do Conquest because you're now beating me. Snowy. He has to turn up now. It's Beetlejuice all over. He'll be here any second. Oh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the magic Bubblicious. So we've applied for our Hillbilly Dengar 2. I've applied for our Redgrass Gaming account. That's being set up now. So hopefully in no time at all we will be stocking the Redgrass products. So don't need much. So doing it in separate bits, obviously I've just done it on the end of it, and I knew you wouldn't be able to see that on there. Because I know someone who needs his Green Goblin painting, so I guess this could be for him. Where did the concept, what concept, mate? What are we on? The painting handle. Basically, the painting handle concept came from this setup. Oh, Hillbilly Dengar. I thought he meant, because I was just going to say here's our Hillbilly paint pot handle holders, which are white tack on some old paint pots. Hillbilly, I have no idea, because it was definitely from your brain, and at that point I just give up trying to comprehend. I'm almost certain it had something to do with you and Ravo thinking about something. I remember Ravo being there. Cool. So the primer seems to be going on all right ish. So just a quick blast. Okay. So if I use that might not work, so I'll just have to hold him with my hand. If you are going to paint with your hands, airbrushing and stuff like that, put a pair of gloves on. Then that. And there he is ready. So that is grey primer. I do need to grey primer the other bits, so I might just get them done while I've got the grey primer in that. Or was I going to do these white? Oh, I can't remember what colour these two were. Isn't one of them black? I mean black suit. Yes, do as Lee says, not as he does, because, yeah. So, Green Goblin definitely needs to be grey. Yeah, and one's black and one's black and white. So, that one needs to be white. I'm not having a fight with it to try and get it to go the right colour. If that makes sense. I think white and then paint black over the top of it. I know a good black that covers it. And then nope, doing them both. I'm doing this one grey. Wow. Yeah. The thing is, okay, I've picked up a lot of bad habits. It's not something that I should be passing on. So that Spider-Man is definitely going grey because it's red, it's black, blue, grey base. We're good with that. So, yes. Parenting skills 101. Right, so white. I didn't just drop the figure on the floor. Honest. That blue tack's about had it. So yeah. Try that one again. Without. So there is lines in the suit, and I'm glad I was going to paint it or prime it and then do the mould line removal, because a lot of the time it shows it up really well. And in this case I'm really glad I did, because one of the mould lines that I thought was a mould line turns out to be part of the suit. Could have been interesting. I have no idea how I'm going to do those underarm bits. Freehanding. So we have a Ghost primed, we have a Spider-Man primed, we have a Goblin King primed, and an airbrush that needs cleaning. How bad it's been today, I usually get 3 off when I'm painting primer, and obviously while I've been doing the dragon for Dale, I usually get 2 or 3 clogs in a day in the airbrush, and because the humidity and there's that much water in the air, the paint isn't drying, it's not going off in the pot either. So I've had no clogs today, which is a good thing. Hello Van, how is you doing? So I could be in the market for a new airbrush or 2. Or I could probably just send these off to get serviced. I need my gold one to turn up, Foxy. When my gold one turns up, I can send one off to be serviced. So, priming on the table. Oh, could have kept going with the priming. Should have kept going with the priming. Priming seems to be the only thing that doesn't mess up at the moment. And let's have some new double-sided tape on, I think, if I can find any. So, I've got the big thank you leather legs. Are you up? I've got no idea who you are, so I apologise in advance. I have a painting shtick. It's a new one because my old one is missing. MIA. So all I do, cheap pound shop double-sided tape on it. then... hi Jill, how are you doing? So, we have our Primaris assault squad. Honest, this is my Primaris assault squad. Fully legal. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And it's not 6 Judicars. Judicars. So, again, I'm just going to go in with the black, which is the wet one. I'll just use that one. That seems to be okay. It's loosened off. So, again, I'm just using the black miniature, badger paint, sorry. Styron Res primer, decanted into my badger airbrush, and we get to do them all. So the stick gives you the ability to change the angle rather than having to try and change the angle of the airbrush. It's a good stick. The other good thing about airbrush priming, that pot is a 15mm pot, so I've probably used so it was half full, probably 12 to 15mm of paint. Now I've topped it up. I'm just getting where the skirt is and stuff like that, and there we go. I'm just picking up any bits that you've missed rather than hitting it massively with a aerosol. It gets them done in, as you see. Well, I've probably still got half a pot in there as well, which is going to be wasted. I have nothing else that, oh, I do have stuff that needs painting in black. Silly me. Loads of ships. So yeah, it's, as I've said many a time before, getting the airbrush, even if it is just for priming, and I'm trying to do this away from the mat so I don't ruin more mats. So it's just, if you do a lot of painting, I'd say it's definitely worth it. Just for doing the priming side of things. Then learning things like zenithal highlighting and all that sort of stuff on top is another reason. And then going full blown with it. Right. So that's okay. They do now, Ian. It's just all the ones that I had. I've decided to paint them rather than they're going for something like a £5 on eBay, so I was like, well, I'm not going to sell them for a £5 each. I'd prefer to spend a little time painting them. See if anything becomes of them in the new FAQ that makes them super strong and allows me to take 6. Not all of them. A handful then. There we go. TIE Fighters. So from 1, 2, I'd say at the most 3 pots of maybe 20 ml of paint. I've primered 6 Judicars, 2 TIE Fighters and a TIE Reaper. So it's yeah, it's definitely worth getting them for that. And then you do what I do, is use it as the excuse to get one, and then learn how to use it properly after that. The amount of time it saves you on scenery pieces, airbrushing washes, all that sort of stuff. It's yeah, it's good. Definitely worth it if you can get into the habit of using it. You've just seen how quickly I cleaned it out there. You get into a point where I've got a bucket, I've got some water, 30 seconds, bang, 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 done. Next colour. And if you saw me go from the white to the grey, I probably didn't even wash it out. I probably just put the grey straight through afterwards. So yeah, we have a stick of Judicars. Justicars, whatever people want to call them. So I will put my stick up over there. 2 TIE Fighters, TIE Reaper, lots of priming done. Now the test is, the white smoke is still slightly tacky. Why does everything have to be so hot and warm and horrible? So what I'll quickly do is, it is manageable. So that's about the angle, and as far back as possible. I will glue that in place. I'm not gluing him on yet, unless Tomo can glue that bit on himself. It just gives him the chance to paint the bits separate. He says trying to get the super glue out. So there we go. As far back as possible. Quick check that Mr. Goblin is alright. Mr. Goblin be fine. And there you go. Does Tomo want this one to be for him? You can't even spell bacon. There we go. Hello, Van. Welcome back. So yeah, that's Mr. Goblin done. Me spell good, me spell better. Tomo, yeah, I'll do you another one. The only problem is, Tomo, you only get 2 bases. And the other base didn't work at all. I couldn't fit that on without crossing over something. So I can do. I've got a few of these to paint up, so that is not a problem. We can work on a base. Which one would you want? I probably do have numerous bases, but whether I've actually kept them anywhere. So there's one of them. I have my goblin. Never cross the streams. That one. So that's the two that you get. Let's have a look. Yep, that's definitely fixed to that. What I need to do is check for positioning, mate, because for some reason I threw that one back in the bag going, that doesn't work. I'll double check. What's wrong with the one with the risers and the... That's the one that I've just done. Come on, Mr. Goblin. The wobbly goblin. Something like that. Yeah, they're not easy to get hold of, mate. Places of yeah, I don't know which ones. I can't remember which other ones that size there is. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, the only ones that I've got in my pictures are them two. I don't know. It's possibly. That's the normal size one. So yeah, probably a Venom size one. I don't think the Hulk size. Archnin, we do actually split the minis out. Part of the shop. We do the minis with just the card. So if a lot of people have been asking us for just the miniature on their own, or just the one of the two miniatures that comes in the pack. Yes, that one. Why didn't I remember that? Thank you, Foxy. It's a hot, hot day. I'll quickly do another one of these. So yeah, people wanted only certain ones out the core sets, so we started splitting the core sets, and then we had a little bit of drizzle this morning, but that was it. Since then, it's still been quite warm. Still got the fan on, still having to do the funky chicken every so often just to keep cool. And I'll probably do another. Yeah, Tomo, even on the bases we've got for sale, we've only got those 2 styles, so I don't know what the other styles are, to be honest. I'll build that one later. So, I want to do a bit of the basing on Iden as well tonight. So, I'll bring Iden to the forefront. Seem to have lost, there it is. So I need to spray the base of this fella. Is he stuck on? Yeah, I've stuck him on because he was nearly finished and I forgot to spray the base. So airbrushes again. Yeah, that's 2 boxes I've opened, and they've both had the same one in. And as I said, the ones that I've put all the other ones into up for sale into stock, and still not got any different ones on there either. All the ones on the shop are the same picture. I need the air horns. No, because I've opened all of my boxes and started to build them. So, like the Green Goblin, you get 2. So I've got quite a few spares. So white, grey, black, everything again. So start with the white. Pavement edge one is the manhole one. So that's that one. Oh, missed underneath. So for anyone interested, if you're wanting to do the one with a dip, that's the one with the dip. Yeah, I know that, but that's the only 2 that we can find. That's the one that you want it on, but that's the only one with a pavement edge that I can remember. Tweezers, did I have? Oh yeah, tweezers there. Is there another one, or is there only 2? I'd be confused. So white to grey. Yeah, I think for some reason I've got all of the same ones. Not sure why. Everything that I've got on these bases around here is all them as well. I've done that one. I will have a look. I just thought somewhere else there might be one. Ah. I do remember that one, but I think that might have been Corset. I don't think I've seen it on any of the... I could be wrong. If it's Corset, then I definitely won't have it. Hello, Spooky Egg. How's been doing? I'll have a look. I won't glue this one in place then. I'll see if I can find it. Oh, I still need to do the base like I was going to. Bronze paint everywhere. And over to the black. So I'm just going to quickly do Iden on the vase, and then sorry, Iden's. There we go. Base is that. Base is done. That's done. No more black need. Right. I can clean my airbrush now. Might need some grey later on. But that'll be a long time away. Clean the needle. So it is done. And So I've got lots sat here ready to get painted when the temperature sorts its life out. So I've got a couple of the Monpoc, a couple of the Marvel Crisis. I do have Monpoc that I need to start. I also have that needs to be fixed up for sale. I want bacon sandwiches now, thanks to Snowy. It's always Snowy's fault. Hello there. Excuse me. Bacon sandwich as well, mate. We've been doing. I've got some Xwing that we've made a start on, but we're struggling in the heat for doing anything more than priming. Even the priming's staying wet far too long. Today we've built and painted and primed 6 Judicars for a Judicar squad. Yeah, I wish. So they're sat waiting to go and start some work on them. I've just started some TIE fighters and done some magnetising. Fitted the magnets, fitted the bases, and the Reaper. And then we've just been basing the new Goblin Glider, trying him on a couple of different positions and a couple of different bases. I've got a couple to do, so that one. That is quite loose for, I suppose it gives you the thing of angle, how you want it. So I'm actually going to glue this one in place since so yeah. So I'm going to quickly drop on some super glue gel, and I'm going to hold it in the up position because it just looks better. It follows the arc, and I think once the glue fills in there, Tom, I think it's going to be fine. The worst comes to the worst, then we brass rod them. It's not such a hard thing to get the brass rod to. There's quite a lot of area for the brass rod to go into. So we've definitely got him on the way. Yeah, I'll be honest with you at the moment. The one that I'm most worried about is that one. That has such a small breaking point. He's already very ding 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 ding. Yeah, little bits of worry with that one. But Green Goblin looks good. So if anyone wants a quick way to do the smoke, you just do a 50-50 Nullin and Lamium medium wash. Let it dry fully, and then do some white dry brushing. It should bring it out nicely. What's catching on you, my friend? Something down there. Oh, silence. That's better. Let's go ahead and grab a quick drink. So, what I could do is I do have a spare painting handle. I don't know where I just put those two to look at. I'm going to get some of these done over the next week as well, because they're for Foxy. I'm thinking, yeah, it is. They are a really nice sculpt. I just have that little worry that they're going to be quite interesting. I'm going to put some black on this one. Yeah. If I'm thinking, the world's coming to all kinds of problems. So, does it have... It does. Wow. The suit... The red in the suit is outlined quite nicely. His hands need to be red, but I'm going to go back over them. My plan is, I think it's going to take 2 coats. I'm trying not to put it on far too thick, if that makes sense. Contrasts are great, but they can obscure. You see there, the fingers are joining together. We don't want him wearing spider mittens. So, that's the first time I've used these brushes with it, and that's actually working really well. The flow from it's really good. I'm guessing that is the spider on the back's red, so unfortunately we're going to have to lose it in the black to start with. So I'm going to pick the red back out. I think it's going to be easier to pick the red back out than try and be uber careful with contrast paint. That's it. These are synthetic brushes, and that actually, I think it really suits the contrast, because it's coming out, it's like a quill and that sort of stuff. Heel done. I'm going to do the box in red, so in blue, like most of the boxes. So I don't know whether to. My plan is to do the web and everything in red, and do the whole area in red, and then like pin wash black into the recesses, so it goes like the black on the suit. Sorry, because it is just so. And everyone can now see my bald head in the way of the camera, I guess. Yeah. So that one. Oh, sorry, because I'm going over it with red, and there we have that. Yes, they are as well, mate. I've noticed a couple of them have been really good. So what I want is a dark blue, and I'm not going to get a dark blue out of what I've got at the minute. So I'm going to do the contrast mixy, just for the box, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3. And then I'm just using, so I'm using 50-50 contrast Black Templar and Tesla blue. Might have to put some more Tesla blue in because that just went straight to black. It has got a tint to the blue, so that's close to what I wanted. 1, 2. There we go. Yeah, perfect. So I should be doing this on close. Sorry, guys. So it's just let's say it's probably a 75-25 mix of Talisar blue to the Templar black, and then we'll go into the details on the front later, just getting the base colours in place and a lot of the shading done because of it being contrast. And it'll also mix in round his hand to blend the black and the blue where I may have gone over the edge. So there you go, underneath. Sweet. I'll do to the base, I won't go much further. Oh, in fact, yeah, because it'll be a metal plate, won't it? In America they bolt them to the sidewalk, and if I mess up hitting that, it's not a problem because I still need to put the grey down because it's not the right grey. So for all my pavements and stuff like that, I use the Dark Sea Grey by Vallejo. It's just, I try to keep everything the same. When I don't have that, it's the Army Painter Uniform Grey. They're round about the same. So I tend to use both, but at the moment I've got a bit of each. So like Yogurt Spider-Man. Yogurt Spider-Man. So it is a bright red, so I need, I was going to say I'd use Blood Angel's red, but it won't come out the box. I really have got it stuck in the box. Oh, I dribbled down the side, it had actually stuck to the box. The contrast doesn't seem to be drying that fast either, so a bit of black touch up while we're on, because I can blend it in still. Worst temperature or day ever for painting so far. Cool. So just try and keep it in. I'm going to highlight it anyway. Once the black's gone over it again, I'll probably will highlight it with probably the Orc red, just to bring it out a bit. Either that or Dragon red, one of the bright reds. Army Painter's Dragon red. Vallejo do it Italian red, and I've not been able to find it. I had a pot and I left it open, it went hard ages ago. It was a lovely red, probably like the Ferraris. So, oh sorry, yeah, sorry, badly. So for a 2-minute quick start to Spidey, he has the startings of quite a cool figure. Go white in there. So I'll let that one dry in the pot. No, the handle's there. So it's the same red that I used on the last one, mate, except it's over a different base. It's over the grey base, where I used the try and get it out of the pot. So believe it or not, they're both the same red. Yeah, it's Blood Angel's contrast, one over grey, one over white. So that's the difference in the colours that you can get. And I will, as I say, I will be highlighting that one. I'm almost certain that's the brightest red that I've got in there. So yeah, Flesh Tearers. If I was going over the white to get dark, I would probably use the Flesh Tearers red, which is slightly darker, and but I know for a fact I haven't used that one, unless there's a red that I've actually mistakenly used. I think it's just the Blood Angels one. Yeah, it's just over 2 different colours. So they say to use it over their contrast bases. It probably is better over the contrast bases. But that one's over the white miniature Badger primer, and that one's over grey Badger primer, and they've both done exactly the same job. They both look okay. I'm just checking I haven't missed any bits. I have missed a bit. I need the black back out anyway. I just seen a missed bit arm. works okay. Once, obviously, I need to put a wash, quite a heavy wash, to get the black into the recesses. The white on the eye, highlight the red again, but then what I'll probably do is an Xwing grey, very light Xwing grey dry brush. I need to do the spider on the back as well, but yeah, an Xwing grey dry brush to give it a bit of shading on it. So what I'm going to do is legs, chest plate. Legs and chest plate on this one, you might be able to see the difference where the black goes over the white. So that is a V there. Everything below the waist is black. And there's a small V just there that I know has to stay white. It's also just below a load of ridge detail that I need to get done properly with the black. Yeah. I'll get the rocks and everything again later, so it's not too much of a worry. The shoes are a blue, if I remember rightly, like a bright blue, so I can re-pick them up with probably not Talisar, the Tekla blue. It does need a bit of a thicker coat on by the looks of it. Get the V sorted on the back. There is what looks like an edge to it as well, so ooh. There we go. Then the chest piece, I'm going to change smaller brush. Yeah, they're not easy to pick up. They're easy to pick up on the front, but it's hard to see where all of the suit goes on the back. Should have a look on the site, like you said. think it's going to need a second coat anyway. Oops, off camera. You're a star, Tomo. You can see the back of it. So it does go back up on the back. So most of this is some of the back's practically freehand because you can hardly see the lines on it. And so that goes straight across from there to cool. Yeah, because she's slightly twisted to the right, so it gives an impression of not being square. That's cool. The number of times I can click onto stuff and go, oh, look, foot. Not, oh, I didn't need it. It's the knee and stuff like that. And I only caught that from the camera. So, that's the black done. Cool. And how dry is... Nope, it's not even close. See, painful painting. Painful painting. I'm going to do the basing on these two while I've got some... I had the basing stuff out. Yeah, a few times I've actually started going over it, putting it under the camera and checking, because my eyesight's terrible. And I know for a fact that I'm missing half the details, so sticking it back under the camera can sometimes actually help. just the peanut butter as usual. But I've got a new pot, so it's a lot easier to put on than it has been in the past. I've still got work to do on it. It's just while I've got the basing materials out, I just wanted to get the basing down. There we go. And the droid. Which has just got way too much basing material in it. So this is my usual technique for doing a couple of different basing options. With this you can go full desert, full swamp, just depending what you do with it when it dries. If you stick a Agrax wash on it, you get a muddy, swampy feel. That's what I've been doing a lot of my bases with lately. If you decide to let it dry fully and do a dry brush of something like Terminatus stone and then a brighter, whiter type of dry brush over the top of that, you end up with like a sand base. So it's quite versatile for what it is. I did a swamp on using Corellian green shade or camo shade, and that came out really nice. Comb the desert, exactly. So yeah, those two. He's nearly done. He just needs his eye silvering and redding, and then he's ready to go and get. Still wet. So, yeah, that's quite strong, that. May not look it, but it is. So, that's another one to start painting. And Tomo's going on that one. Do you want it covering that? Or do you want it a bit like that? So he's going to be pointing this way. I think if you leave the hole there, it's going to give some a bit more than just plain bland like that. I'm not gluing it on yet because I need to get the put down. Covered or uncovered, you choose. While you're deciding, I'm going to coat this in some putty. There's no difference whatsoever, mate. I can stick it covering the hole, or the hole gives some more detail to the base, so it's nice to have. And I'm in no rush to get this. Have you got enough to be getting on with painting, or do you need this soon? So, get the grooves done. Okie doke. Should be done for after the weekend, Matt. The smoke properly smooth for you. Ah, look at that. Go to the full camera. See the state of the bay. We've done loads. So that's got to go onto there. He's done. I can start on him soon. Can also pick up any of the mole lines that I may have missed. When you get the first layer of any colour down, like the primer or anything like that, that's when you suddenly find about 1,000 different mould lines that you didn't notice before. Like the one on his arm. The primer will highlight stuff like this, and it is worth just giving it another quick scrape, get rid of it. Even if you have to give it another light dusting with the primer, it's always worth having it. Having it right, as it were. I think. That one is done. I could probably brush that primer. God, it's everywhere. Cool. I do like that pose. We do have a Monpoc delivery tomorrow as well, mate. I've got no idea what's coming, because, yeah, it's just stuff. But I've been promised a lot of the new stuff. So we might have some Monpoc to do next week. Right. That blue's come out really nice. I don't know if you can see it. A little bit of dry brushing over it and then fill the detail, and that's going to be class. Don't care about Spider-Man. No, it's not the dragons yet, mate. I think a lot of it's the new stuff that we've been waiting for a month and a half. I'll get that done tonight as well. Cool. I've got a cracking amount of work done tonight. There's... my bench is full. You can't beat a bit of Monpoc. So I've got them on the go, them possibly to do. Some of them are still tacky and wet, which is awful. Spider-Man's stuff drying all over. Thing is, if I can get it to the point where it's primed as much as I can over today and tomorrow while it is this sort of temperature, then it means that I save a bit of time on the when I actually come to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it there for the night. I am flagging. I am starting to melt in my own meltiness. We'll be back next week at least Wednesday and Thursday with more giveaways and stuff like that. Nannybot is on the Warlord stream again on Saturday for another I think it's another is it another 2 or 3 games they're playing on Saturday, so they're having another mini play around. I don't know what day it was. He did send me the sheet. Let me have a look. We have it was an error sheet, that's why did I get a new one? Alex, where is it? Where are you hiding it? Mr. Bruce Messenger. I'll double check what time they're on and then we can get sorted. They are on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. So make sure you pop over there. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. I don't have much left to paint, so I can't even scrape stuff together to get stuff actually painted. Nothing's drying in good fashion. It's just not right. So I'll probably be over on Discord somewhere, and I think I will call that for the evening. Thanks for the shares, likes and everything as usual. Much appreciated. I saw some of you had been over and liked some of the YouTube videos. That is very much appreciated. We're trying to grow that as well. So thank you everyone for being here, and we shall catch you next week sometime. Enjoy and stay safe.